Stop wasting your time designing your home if you're not privy to these interior design secrets. These are the tips and tricks that the actual designers use to get that luxe look without spending hours reorganizing and redesigning. Now, before I spill all of these secrets, I do want to say a huge thank you to DoorDash for sponsoring today's video, but I'll tell you more about them later on. Now, secret number one has to do with your faux plants. Now, lots of us have faux trees, we love them, but finding a faux tree that is taller than 5 feet tall is very, very difficult. If you have low ceilings, that's fine. But if you don't, you're like, this looks kind of sad. This looks like a sad, dead tree. It's clearly not real, and it doesn't even add height, which is what faux trees often tend to do. So what I want you to start doing is using your old recycling, yes, that recycling that is sitting by your front door that you have yet to break down and take outside. I want you to put that in your planters and use that to elevate those trees. This is going to give them some added height. It could be 6 inches, it could be 12 inches, and it will help you get that overflowing look you were kind of looking for when you saw that tree in a catalog. I have fallen to this trick before. I've been like, why doesn't my faux tree look like this? It's because I'm not actually elevating it. Same thing goes with your faux item. So if it's like your faux fruit or really anything you're putting in a decorative bowl like this, you're like, Kiva, that looks so full. You must have spent an arm and a leg on all of that bowl filler. No, these are my faux artichokes. These are not real. Artichokes in general are expensive, and if I bought a ton of these, this would have cost me an arm and leg to fully fill up this pedestal bowl. You just want to use leftover trash. I know, reduce, reuse, recycle. Take those old boxes, take that old filling that you get all of those many packages in, and use that to elevate those items. If you find gaps in between, you know, like your faux tree if you've raised it, or your bowl filler, just add in some moss to fill in those empty spots to get a really nice, robust, and realistic look. If you can't find moss, you can also use dirt, and you will be good to go. This is one that I wish I'd known sooner because this is something I'm not good at. When it comes to arranging flowers, whether they are real or faux, you'll want to make sure that there's some variance. That is what makes that flower bouquet look good. Maybe one stem will be taller, one will be shorter because things grow at different rates. You want to, you know, orient your flowers towards the sun, things like that to help sell the real look. And if they're real, you want to make sure they're getting access to sunlight so that they do not die immediately. You actually just want to use tape to create a grid to make sure that things are evenly dispersed in your vase. This is going to help you get that full look as opposed to that sad look where you're like, I just spent $50 on these flowers. Why does it look so sad? It looks like the last flower bouquet that like your boyfriend got because he forgot about Valentine's Day. It's sad, it's frumpy, you don't want that. One of the things that you can do that is going to save you so much time and money when designing your home is to minimize clutter. And how are you going to do that? I'm not going to tell you to buy less stuff because, you know, easier said than done, Kiva. Okay, let's have realistic expectations. What I want you to do instead is just stick to odd groupings. I've shared this so many times, but we love groupings of odd numbers. So that could be 3, that could be 5, it can be 1, right? But if we stick to those groupings, it's going to be most aesthetically pleasing, and psychologically we are going to enjoy it. And that is going to prevent you from having that clutter on your countertop or something like that. Just stick to groups of 1, 3, or 5. You can't go above that. Don't even entertain 7, 9, and don't you even dare of entertaining even numbers. I think following that rule, just using things you already have, go around your house, do a little audit, rearrange everything, is going to look so much better. I guarantee it. Now, another way I minimize clutter in my home is by using DoorDash. And I do want to say thanks again to DoorDash for sponsoring today's video. I'm one of those people who would spend hours going to the grocery store because maybe I didn't go with a list. I didn't know what I was going to cook, and I just kind of got lost in the store. And I was wasting so much time, and I was buying so much unnecessary food, which was costing me so much money. And then I started using DoorDash. So if you don't know what DoorDash is a local on-demand delivery fulfillment platform. So whether you need to top off your groceries, and maybe you forgot an ingredient on your last trip and you want someone to bring it to you like that, or if you want to do a full grocery shop, which I do, which allows me to reclaim so much time in my day, the DoorDash app makes that possible. Within the DoorDash app, you can customize, substitute, schedule, and track your order all in one place. You can also communicate with your shopper and receive real-time updates. DoorDash is the all-in-one solution for your lifestyle needs. So the next time you're running low on groceries, have them delivered straight to your door. Get everything you need when you need it. Use code KB50 to get 50% off up to $10 in value when you spend $15 or more at convenience, grocery, or select retail stores. Now, this one applies to pretty much anyone designing any space. People spend so much time getting the furniture sizing wrong. Oh my gosh, this is like one of the big interior design no-nos, one of the biggest mistakes. Your furniture is too big or it's too small or something like that, or just doesn't fit in your space. Well, there are tons of free design softwares you can use. One of my favorite ones is Home Styler. I use it all the time, even in my professional work, because it really is that quick and easy and user-friendly. Just use an app to make sure that your furniture will fit in the space. Make sure that you accounted for the fact that a door opens one way versus another way. Those are just like simple things you can use to double check, and then you can just take a screenshot and keep it with you on your phone so that when you're out shopping, you can be like, hey, I can't fit this 10-foot sofa because my room is only 9 feet wide or something like that. It's really simple things that you may forget about, but if you don't have a visual reference, it just kind of like leaves your mind. I want to make sure you're doing that. Another thing to help with that issue is to just bring your phone with you when you're out shopping. Yes, I'm very much so an anti-technology girly, but when you're out shopping, bring your phone, because almost every phone nowadays has a measurement app. And on that measurement app, you can take measurements and you can store measurements. So you can measure your sofa, you can measure your this, you can measure your that, and record all of them in your phone with ease to make sure that you have the measurements when you go out shopping. Because how many times have you taken the measurements, you've actually been prepared for once, and then you get to the store and you're like, I left it on the kitchen counter. You're not alone. I've been there too. So do that with your phone. Your phone also has a built-in level on it. So if you don't have a level, this is a great way to make sure that your art isn't crooked, your this isn't crooked, your that isn't crooked. These are just really helpful tools that you might actually lose the real tool, so you can just use your phone, which I'm pretty sure you're not going to lose. This next design hack is kind of a controversial one, but I think it makes designing so much easier. You cannot find art that you love, you cannot afford art that you love, use mirrors instead. Mirrors are so affordable these days, not like this one. This one was just too expensive for no reason, but there are tons of mirrors at tons of stores that are super duper affordable. They have big ones, they have small ones, they have ones with fun patterns and pretty colors and things like that. Use mirrors as wall art, because not only are they fun to look at, but they also help your space look larger and brighter. Does it come down to the placement of the mirror? Yes, you want to place a mirror in a space where it can reflect as much light as you do have. So this mirror, for example, it is placed at an angle where it can reflect the light from these gorgeous windows. You want to do that in any room that you're in. And you want to make sure that you're mounting it at a good height so that it can reflect light that's like coming from upwards and make the space look taller, because you're drawing the eyes upwards as opposed to drawing it down to the floor. But mirrors are a really useful tool. I think a lot of people don't use them because they don't want to overuse them. And yes, you can overuse mirrors, but if you're balling on a budget, just get mirrors of different sizes and different shapes and use them to your advantage. And always remember, you can paint over a mirror and use that mirror as a frame, or put some peel and stick wallpaper on that mirror and use that mirror as a frame. If you can't afford a large scale piece of art, but you can afford some large wallpaper or some paint to DIY your own, but you just need an affordable frame. I also feel like every single home has that weird empty space and you don't know what to do with it. Do you put a plant there? Do you put a painting there? Do you put a mirror there? What do we do with this awkward empty space? And sometimes we just end up putting stupid stuff there. I want you to start filling your awkward empty spaces with additional seating. That could be an ottoman, it could be a bench, it can be a chair, but just create like a little styled moment with that empty space. The space would be going to waste anyway, and most people do not have enough seating in their homes for when they entertain, so just throw a chair somewhere. This is something my grandmother always did. At the base of our stair landing in my childhood home, there's just a chair there, and man, did I sit in that chair a lot to put my shoes on, to talk on the phone, to do this, to do that. It's just a great way to fill empty space with something that has utility. Next, we need to talk about some bedroom hacks. So most designers, they're not double stuffing duvet covers because they want their clients to come back. And if your clients are sweating in the middle of the night, they are not going to trust your judgment. Instead of double stuffing duvets, they are just folding them expertly. Again, you want to fold it down and then fold a quarter of it back up. That is a little trick that gives you that double stuff look without you actually having to double stuff that duvet cover. And let's talk about the wrinkles. How are they doing it? Are they steaming things constantly? No. One, they're using duvet covers and fabrics that do not wrinkle a ton, just like the one that I'm showing here right now. And they're using starch. If you do not have starch for your clothes, what are you doing? You should have starch anyway. My super grouping is starch with Downy wrinkle release. This kind of prevents me from having to iron all the time and get that really nice and crisp look. Another hack that designers have kind of been gatekeeping is how to keep those pillows and those duvets looking nice and fluffy, because they just get frumpy over time. They're taking those items, they're putting them in the dryer with wool dryer balls. You can even do this with tennis balls. Take them, put them in a sock, put it in the laundry with those blankets and those pillows, especially down pillows. Put them in there. beat them up using those things for a few minutes, and they're going to bring themselves to life. This is something I do with all brand new duvets and comforters and pillows because it just fluffs them up and kind of expedites that like breathing process that you should do with these textiles when you bring them into the home, but you can do this in a matter of minutes. But those are the designer secrets I spilled in today's video. If you are not yet following these tips, go try them right now and then let me know down in the comments how many of them totally change your space after you applied them. I can't wait to find out because these ones really are helpful. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button because I have new videos like this every Monday and Friday, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community. And if you want to give DoorDash a try and get everything when you need it, use code KB50 to get 50% off up to $10 in value when you spend $15 or more at convenience, grocery, or select retail stores. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a beautiful day.